I've been addicted to these videos that Instagram keeps feeding me. There's this weird trend that keeps popping up for some reason of the Walking Dead clips.
Have I sent you a bunch? Are you talking about the coral?
No,
Oh, okay,
no,
it's clips.
these ones are even better. It's just a scene from The Walking Dead. I'll just show it to you, and then we can put it up on the screen. So like this.
We don't have all the answers.
Hey, look, I don't need all the answers.
Dude, yes, these have been popping up on my fucking shit too. I've got that, and there's like ones where it's a mirror image of like Rick or Shane, and it's like Rick aiming the gun, but it's like cut halfway, so the mirror starts making his face like really wide or like really skinny, and like he's got like a cyclops eye or fucking really wide eyes. And it's just like, Coral, we have to kill the walkers or your mom's gonna get fucked.
I think my favorite one was the one that started it all, which is this one.
I'm not growing a garden.
I'm not growing a garden.
They're so stupid, but they crack me up. I sent one to Candace, and then she was like, these aren't that funny. So, of course, that caused me to send her every single one.
They're
but
the
because
best.
I'm sharing them, Instagram keeps giving them to me.
Yes, exactly.
So-
I'll send every. I think she like likes the ones around the Walking Dead clips that I send her. I'll send her the clips. I've sent her clips before, but I've also sent her the like screenshot I was telling you about, the fucking mirror thing. I think it's the funniest thing on fucking earth.
Dude, it started with that one, and since then there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them now, and they're all different clips of them saying something stupid.
I love the
one-
caption. The caption adds a bunch. It's like, when you're not growing a garden, I'm not growing a garden.
They're the best, dude. They're my favorite. I've been addicted to them, and every time I scroll through Instagram, there's probably 3 or 4 more than the ones that I send to Candace, because I'll laugh at them and then keep scrolling. And then after like 10 of them, I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to send it. I definitely meant to send it.
The anti-jokes are always the best jokes.
They're my favorite. They're so fucking funny. I love them so much. Well, I felt like that was a pretty good cold open. Nice little funny
Coral.
haha. Yeah,
We
nice
need
little
to kill
coral open.
We need to kill the walkers or the podcast won't start.
Well, we did this on the bonus episode, but a lot of you guys can't see those. We have invisible microphones now. No more dangling mush.
Are you wearing a wire right now?
No.
Dude, I could see it.
I don't even know who Fed is.
Like a fiduciary bank?
Yeah.
A fiduciary
I don't
bank?
even know who that is.
Okay.
I'm not even working with
As long
them.
as you're not wearing a wire.
No.
I'm not either.
No, I wouldn't do that, dude.
Just
I'm
say,
I'm not a snitch.
I did it.
I didn't.
We can crop that.
We have wireless microphones now, so no more boom mics and all that nonsense. Now we can just fucking like airbend while we talk and stuff. That's my favorite part. I like that we can karate chop.
Yeah, I can literally like,
Reusing the same bit.
why not? They didn't see it. Some of you saw it.
Nah, it's not like they'll oust us. They would never do that. They're good people. But no, I liked the episode when we started with the one girl doing the fake podcast, so I figured we'd start with more memes.
Yeah, and I was thinking instead of doing like the little cut-ins, or like the meme just cuts in and it's just like a square, having like an inlay for it, where it's like a little sign that pops in and makes it look like it's not just we put clip on top of footage.
Yeah, I agree. I like the last one you did where it was like the phone.
Yeah, I
That
really
looked
like
good.
that.
Looked pretty good.
Stuff like that makes me horny.
Yeah. It's also nice you don't have to do much editing for the podcast anymore.
I do still have to clean things up because it's like, oh, Tyler's talking. We'll cut to Tyler. And it's like, I'm talking to that fucking camera. So it's a little annoying.
Yeah.
But it drastically cuts down on time because if I'm like, especially when I was like in the bonus episode, I was like, I might put a fucking picture here. Didn't put a picture there. We want to get the fucking episode out.
Yeah.
We'd been sitting around fucking doing nothing for a long time, and I was like, we just need to get this one out, and then the rest is gonna be like back uphill, back on top.
Yeah. The last the bonus episode was the last bonus episode, I'd say. Was it 5, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, bonus episode number 5 was the first one we did using Autopod, which is pretty freaking cool.
It's insane.
Yeah. It's like an AI thing that registers camera angles according to audio track.
Yep.
So when I'm talking, it'll automatically edit it and cut to my camera. When he's talking, it'll automatically edit and cut to his camera. And it's supposed to automatically cut to the wide angle when we're both talking.
It does that very well. It does that. You can set the frequency of it doing that, which is something I need to play around with more. I just did it the one time. I didn't like have it re-edit it at all. But I just also, again, wanted to get the episode out. But this time I'm definitely going to take my time and be like, oh, let's try a high frequency of like cuts, or let's try a low frequency of cuts and see what that does.
I mean, I think it did really well just the first time using it. I was pretty impressed.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like 46 seconds. It edited the entire pod.
No, it was 30. That was 46 seconds for the ad that they promoted. And it edited our 1 hour podcast in 30 seconds. And I was like, great. Like, people are like, oh, I would take my fucking job. Like, it puts all of my creative shit to like better areas. It pushes it to better areas because I don't have to fucking sit there and like cut footage that's like, I'm not like making stupid jump cuts all the time. So it's like I can put memes in, or I can just get the episode out and work on cool shit.
Yeah.
Like less time on the podcast episodes means I can put more effort towards like short films we're doing, or like commercials that we're trying to be like funny about.
Yeah, I think the Autopod is a great investment. And for anybody who has a podcast or is thinking about starting a podcast, it is pretty essential now, especially being able to get episodes out pretty quick.
Dude.
Minimal editing needed. I mean, we still edit the audio so that it sounds better. And like
we're able to put more effort towards that though. It's not just like, oh, let's sit here and edit, and then, oh, can you touch the audio real quick? It's like, master the audio. Like, you fucking brought the audio into Ableton, and that like just made it sound fucking mint.
Yeah, as much as I like that, I do think, because it takes a very long time to export an hour's worth of audio out of Ableton. So I think moving forward, like if we can get a better status of like leveling and mastering audio would be better, but I do like using Ableton. It's so good, dude. It's so much better than everything else on the market.
Dude, when I was fucking using Premiere to use Autopod, because unfortunately it's not available on DaVinci, I was fuming. Like, to add a little fade in on fucking Premiere, you have to drag a video transition on, and then fucking, it's not even a fade, it's a cross dissolve. You have to make sure you specify it's a cross dissolve from black. Like, it's just, what? In DaVinci, I go to the timeline where all of your clips are stacked and shit. You got all your clips, your cuts. You can fucking drag a little slider guy, and that is how long it's going to fade from black to your footage. So it's like a little ramp. Easy. Dude, and I saw a fucking TikTok that's like summed it up perfectly. It was this it's like the fucking happy song, and then fucking the keyboard masher, like speed running guy. It was like the happy music whenever fucking DaVinci editors, and then fucking speed running guy when it was like Premiere was like dragging fucking shit all over the fucking place. And I was like, oh.
I definitely, I mean, I understand the struggle of it, because anybody that I talk to for production of music and they use anything other than Ableton, it's, in my mind, I'm just like, oh my God, what, why?
Dude, when you're able to dedicate more time to fucking learning DaVinci, I'll be able to teach you like that. A, because I'll know a fuckload, and B, because it's way easier. And if you're already got the muscle memory of like Premiere shortcuts, they have that built in of like keybinds if you're coming from Premiere. So you don't have to learn the new keybinds.
I have Premiere on my laptop, and I was traveling for work one time, and I was trying to edit a video because you were editing something else. And I got so frustrated with like trying to import and learn it. Plus my computer couldn't run it really like at all.
Oh, you mean Resolve?
Did I say Premiere?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dissolve. Sorry. And then I call it Dissolve because DaVinci Resolve. It's faster.
Yeah.
Save frames. And my computer couldn't run it. And then I set the keybinds to Premiere keybinds in Dissolve, and it was still fucking not working. So then I just like, I just file dropped it to you, and I was like, "You fucking edit this, dude. I'm over this. I'm on vacation now. Sorry, but fuck you."
No,
I was so frustrated with it.
I think that was the
I think
Monty
it was-
Lopez.
Yeah, I was already sitting on the footage for like 3 days.
Yeah.
And that was one of the only videos I've made that I was like, I need to get this out ASAP because it was still
It's
relevant.
topical. Yeah.
And I think we still kind of missed the mark a little bit. But I think that was one of my better videos that we've done. And it did not fucking hit. It completely missed the mark. The jokes in there I was really proud of. I thought they were really good. The people who did watch it liked it a lot, but the algorithm did not like it at all.
Yeah.
And the music video, oh my god.
I definitely learned a lot on the music video.
The diss track itself,
I was happy
is
with dude, I was really happy with the school bus shot, the interior and the exterior of the school bus.
Yeah.
But that fucking that white room with the white with the orange halo behind it, that was a cop out. I was like,
I mean, it was the best what we were able to do because we didn't realize there was gear that we needed that we didn't have, or the money to buy it,
or just
or the time
don't
to reshoot
move your
it.
fucking camera when we didn't have the time to reshoot it. That was the big point because I was on a fucking Steadicam, didn't have like trackers or like anything put on the green screen in order to be like, hey, this is where the camera's moving in relation to the footage.
Well, we reshot it once, and then it still didn't work, and we were like, fuck it.
Oh yeah, that's right. We put like the little green marks on the back, and
we
for
set
whatever
up
reason
the
it was
whole
like
set again, reshot it, and it didn't work, and we were like, fuck it, whatever works. And then we just used that footage like minimally as much as we could. But I did have a lot of fun shooting that video.
It was a lot of fun, and I will say this, I'm fucking damn proud of that school bus scene.
Oh yeah, it looks great, and it was exactly what I was envisioning too. So
I know how to do it
fantastic.
better for in the future as well. Like have even more kids in the background without having to do much more footage. Like I can take footage we already shot, change where it starts so it looks a little different if it's just like a kid vibing.
Well, on top of all of that, we last minute decided to do the diss track too.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're talking about this. It's super old, but it is what it is. It was like, I think in the span of max 3 days, I wrote the song. Fortunately, I already had the beat made, so I didn't have to spend time doing that. Tracked all the vocals for it, for both of us, because you were on the low ends of that hook. And then mixed everything, exported it, and then the very next day we set up the whole set and shot the music video. And I still think it turned out really good.
Yeah, for the time limit we were under, great.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty good.
Like when I've been live and people have been coming in and they're like, dude, you should check out this music video. We only had 24 hours to do it. And then I watched that and I'm like, bro, we shot an entire green screen music video in less than 24 hours.
I will say this, that person that did that, they wrote the song, shot the video, and put out the video in 24 hours. And that's when...
Maybe.
I mean, I only had the information to go off of what they said.
I was, when we were rating that music...
I will say, it looks like they had that amount of time. They just walked on a trail for a bit.
And it was clearly shot on an iPhone, which was my favorite part.
It doesn't...
They're just like filming and then the guy's backing up, so...
Like, there's like a wobble.
The camera's wobbling.
That's what I'm saying,
really
is like
fun.
you could tell there was 24 hours to do it. Like, when he said it, I was like, I can see that.
Yeah. The other thing I wrote down that I wanted to talk about, because I don't know how we have not talked about it on any of the last podcasts we've done. Watermelon Sprite.
Fucking, we haven't?
We haven't talked about the video. We haven't talked about the song.
That's
and
fucking
both
a
are
disservice.
out now. I know.
We've done a disservice.
I totally forgot about it, which don't blame me, They've got a lot going on.
Blame him.
But for everybody watching this, go over to my main channel, which is linked to this channel. You can watch my most recent video, which is called In the Pocket Episode 1, where we brought on an artist that we've been working with, also a friend of ours, Jay Reese, who I think is really, really talented. I think he definitely has a huge future for music ahead of him. As long as he can keep everything on track and keep moving forward and make good progression, I think he can absolutely blow up. Just in the voice that he has is what so many rapists like long for and would love to sound like, and
Yeah.
he just has it and doesn't. What's crazy is like he's still kind of new to all of it, so he doesn't really know how to use it. But since working with me, like just in the 3 or 4 tracks we've worked on, there's like leaps and bounds of improvements that I've seen.
Oh yeah.
But in that video, in about 45 minutes to an hour, I made a beat, and then he freestyled some lyrics on it and some vocals. We tracked it all, made the whole song in like literally an hour, and then I mixed and mastered it shortly after he left. And then the song was done. It's great. It's out on all platforms. You can check it out. Watermelon Sprite by me, CJ Prince, featuring Jay Reese.
I think that was. I don't think it. No, I got my camera, and then that happened. I think a month after. So I was like
2 months.
okay. I was like, I want to get a little more comfortable with my camera, so I was like fucking bopped around, got some extra shots for you.
Now it turned into like a whole show that I want to do.
Yeah.
Now we have dude. We didn't talk about the studio space either. We have a whole new studio space that we have. We're not necessarily gonna be shooting podcast episodes there, but we have a whole studio space for music and a bunch of other productions that we can work on. We can bring even more artists in. We can do even more episodes of In the Pocket. I'm super excited to move in there and get everything set up. I think it's gonna be so sick.
Dude, I'm fucking
really
stoked.
excited.
The fact that it's my buddy's space, and the fact that he's allowing us, we're paying rent there and everything still, but the fact that he's allowing us to move in with where he's got his shit set up already, borrow his gear, use the other like props that are around there already, huge for fucking previous or
which also
next videos.
You guys are helping pay for that, so thank you so much to all of our patrons.
I was about to say
you guys
that
are allowing it's really helping a lot with the cost. It's not a super ton high amount that we're paying, but having all of the patrons that have been way more than I was expecting initially within the first couple of months of starting Patreon.
Yeah,
you guys are making the costs so much easier on my bank account.
I do want to say, speaking of our top tier patrons, the King Crabs this month will be, or at the end of this month, we'll be getting a free shirt. I will flash an image on screen here of what the shirt looks like, since we've already dropped the news to the King Crabs.
Oh my God! Look at this design here.
It's super cool, isn't it?
It's so cool and awesome. I love it.
That's a great job, Tyler.
Wow,
good job,
really
Candace.
Good.
You
really
did a great
good.
job on that
so
red
good.
skull thing. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and the little notes on the shirt overall on all of it.
Yeah,
it looks so good. Wow.
But yeah, you could get that for free if you join as a King Crab.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for shipping. All you got to do is be a King Crab, top tier on Patreon, and you get a free shirt that I don't think we're going to release anywhere else.
No, I think we'll use the font and the CJ Pocket logo, but the back thing
at most
won't come out ever again. I'm not going to be like, fucking quote me on that, but like, it'd be there's probably going to be a new King Crab logo before we release another shirt for the King Crabs.
So if you want a limited time only King Crab access to merchandise, become a top tier patron on the Patreon, and you can get some sick merchandise. You don't have to pay for shipping. All you got to do is tell us where to send it, and we will send it to you per the size you request.
And to be upfront, it's $10. $10 a month to be a King Crab. And if you only want to support for this month, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, you can still get the shirt. Like, as long as you're a supporter this month, at the end of the month, we will close the window, so to speak, on that. And then
I will say this promo is only running till the end of May.
Yeah,
After
31
ends, no more. You missed your chance.
But yeah, that's also to help out with other costs. That's to help out with a potential music video we're filming down the line. To help out with a lot of production.
I did have that as a topic I wanted to talk about, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
The studio space I think is going to be great. In the Pocket is now kind of become like, I don't want to say my baby, but like it's a show that I'm really looking forward to.
Because it's fun to be in, and it's also fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a really nice mix of everything, because it gives you the behind the scenes of making music, as well as the comedy aspect of everything that we still do. and then all of that combined together, because the songs, I mean, let's be honest, they're typically going to be more satirical or just comedic in general. Watermelon Sprite's not, it's kind of like a perfect middle ground of like funny and serious, but it's the perfect bop, I will say. Shit slaps. And it's a short song. It's like 2 minutes, not too long. But it's definitely something that'll get stuck in your head, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's got
shit
some
slaps.
really good bars that are just like jingly. You'd be singing them.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes, especially bringing more artists in there. It's something I would like to continue to do, not even as a segment that needs other artists to be in there. I'll do a couple episodes by myself. Just like I'll make a beat for myself, give myself an hour, start like a timer on my phone. In an hour, I have to like make a beat, write a hook, and at least 2 verses, and track it.
Yeah,
in
I
an
think
hour.
you could even just stagger it. Be like, now that you've done one with Jay Reese, do one for yourself, and then do another one for Jay Reese. And then if another artist is like, wow, you've done a really good job of these 3 episodes, well, I'd love to be on one of your fucking episodes. That just shows them, hey, this is A, what I'm capable of beat-wise, but B, what I'm capable of promotion-wise, because it also promotes like their channel, their Spotify,
Yeah.
whatever they got going on.
Yeah, which, speaking of which, if you guys are watching this and you're an aspiring music artist, hit me up. We can talk numbers. We can talk deals for production, mixing, and mastering and stuff. A little self-promo real quick. But nonetheless, I am excited for where it's to go, which is a really good segment into the next thing I wanted to talk about.
Segment? Segue?
This, same fucking thing, not at all, but you get what I'm saying. This month is going to be crazy.
Dude, this month is going to be busy. Like, I was just thinking about it. Like, this month, for me, for school, I have to film the short film that I've been writing for the last 2 months. I have to, I have to do a bunch of episodes for the podcast. We have to record the video for that. Can't really.
We got a sketch that we're working on that we got to shoot and edit that.
And then at the end of May, we have to be ready to not have anything on our plates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need to be able to fucking go into that week. Like, it's the 26th to the 29th. We have to go into that week fucking with nothing else to do.
Yep. Yeah, we have a really awesome, huge opportunity that has been afforded to us. The weekend of the 26th to the 29th of May, we're going to be in Vegas shooting some pretty big stuff for some pretty big fucking names, which is, for me personally, the biggest names I've ever worked with. And like no small names. This is like no exaggeration. We're gonna be working with bands like Rancid and Bad Religion, The Interrupters, things like that. Co-Defendants.
Dude, Co-Defendants, new favorite band, actually.
Yeah, really, really talented. Which, I mean, we already knew they were talented. It's a bunch of older guys, but still, fantastic band. But I am like super excited, but like also really nervous at the same time.
I'm nervous now, but being nervous now a lot like makes me understand A, that I give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
And B, I kind of have this feeling in the back of my mind that I'm not going to fuck it up because that I'm nervous, that I'm like ultra cautious of what I need to bring, what I need to have on me, what all needs to happen. We already have a general idea of content, so it's not like we're going in like, I guess I'll film you talking a little bit. It's like we already have some things that we're going to go into, so we can just default to those. And then once we film those, I'm sure we'll have ideas that branch off of that. ADHD works wonders in that regard.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that we're going to be doing at this event. It's an event called Punk Rock Bowling, to make a long story short, but crazy opportunity that popped up for me while I was getting a tattoo, ironically, which if this event turns into like the turning point for both of our careers, it's going to be such a fucking crazy story. Because like while I'm laying there getting my chest tattooed and experiencing tattoo pain, and a guy that I've known him for a while, but haven't had like the deep conversations of talking about like my potentials, my capabilities, our potentials, the stuff that I've done. Just like him being like, oh, I think I've seen one of your videos. And then that turning into a whole conversation of like the stuff that we've done. And then him offering essentially a job to us to go and shoot this huge thing fucking happening for some crazy big names. If that's something that turns into a bigger thing, absolutely going to make a huge deal out of that and tell this story to generations to come.
Dude, yes, especially even like just for in the pocket's sake, being able to have that like connection to other artists that are out there would be pivotal. Like especially if obviously those large artists know other large artists who know small artists that are like looking for promotion, looking for like fucking things that are fun to do like in the pocket, and they can afford to be flown out and like do all this stuff, but they just need those like content or things put in front of them.
Yeah, I'm really what I need to do. It's still on my plate of things that I need to do. First of all, having a YouTube video I need to shoot. I'm gonna try to knock that out in the next 3 days, and then get everything edited for that, and then get a portfolio put together on a handful of different flash drives that I can hand out to people, and not be that guy that's like, hey man, check my stuff out, and then give them a link, but just have a flash drive of like, hey, if you like the stuff that we did here, here's a flash drive of everything that I'm most proud of that I think you would really appreciate. Check it out. My contact information's on the flash drive. Please hit me up if you think there's any potential.
Oh yeah.
And these are people who are known for making careers and establishing people in the music industry and entertainment industry in general. The good side of it, not the cringy Hollywood side of it. Just because they see value in people. I mean, we're talking about people like Fat Mike, who, you know, the bassist of NoFX, and is been pivotal in the entire community of punk rock and hip hop in general, of bringing up people and kind of like kicking aside all of the like over processed bullshit of Hollywood and the entertainment industry in general, which I really appreciate, because I love underground hip hop. I love mainstream as well, but like the rawness of underground and undiscovered artists is, you can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
And that's what he like loves the most and he highlights the most.
It's like the artists before they find the formula that works that they all of a sudden just start to stick to.
Yeah.
It's like they get that experimental, you get that like fucking I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, which is a really good way of kind of describing that it factor, so to say. When I've worked with certain artists in the past, the best way to describe it is you just get that feeling that just like something clicks and snaps that you're like, this, what I'm hearing right now is something that you don't hear very much close, damn near anywhere else, really. But it's also that same mentality's kind of aligning of like, you just kind of get it. It's not necessarily of skill alone. Like I've met people who have no education or experience with music and they're just fucking good. They're just so talented. Jay Reese is one of them. Never used auto-tune in his entire life, and damn near seemingly, which you can hear in Watermelon Sprite, sings like he's a goddamn pro with auto-tune.
Oh yeah.
And the artists I've worked with in the past with auto-tune, including myself, I have to tweak the shit out of it and like force and manipulate their voice to get the sound that I want and that they want. And his just goes. It's just like it rides that coaster. So having that it factor of just kind of knowing what to avoid and what to hit on without having to kind of talk about it. And obviously with like newer rookie-ish style artists, there's a couple of things you explain, just like in the studio in general, how to record into a microphone properly so you're not getting annoying sounds or echoes, or don't touch the mic, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's really refreshing when people just, they kind of just get it. They just have that natural capability, which is, I think, what is going to be a huge factor in meeting people who have that ability to kind of like help you establish a career, because they recognize that and they can highlight that and then bring you to people who can bolster you to higher positions and put you in, not necessarily like just toss a career at you, like people who are privileged and have a situation of like,
it's a similar way
lucky,
to like,
I guess,
how like Mr. Beast has like thrown fucking a shitload of followers at someone, and if they can handle that heat or not, or like fucking how Moist is pretty much handing people careers on YouTube, is like, if you can handle that heat of all those subscribers coming to you, and you level up your content and you are able to maintain that level and not like stagnate or drop,
absolutely,
then you're able to lock in those followers. Otherwise they're just gonna leave. Like,
the best story, which is unfortunate for current circumstances that I know of it, is The Rock. I know there's a lot of questionable things going on with him right now.
Fuck that guy.
But his upcoming is, I think, the best circumstance of like you had an opportunity, but it wasn't just given to you, right? Because his
The
lineage
$7 thing.
and his family, yeah, they were all like legends in the wrestling industry. But this was before WWE and WWF were like what they were in the early 2000s. So he didn't have to struggle in the minor leagues, for lack of a better term, of wrestling. He spent a year unknown and then got signed to WWF after a year, really really fast. But when he first came into the WWF, everyone fucking hated him, and he had to adjust and handle all of that hate and make them like him, which he did really really well. And then the rest of his career was the same exact thing of like you make what you have, you know, you make of it what you can. He did that really really well. Unfortunately, it seems like kind of went to his head now. Now he's very power hungry and wants to have full creative control, which is really interesting to me because he's not a creative guy. He plays the same character in every single movie, which respect, he does it well.
Yeah.
But why are you trying to have creative control if you play literally a rock? Not his name, a rock. Just this dense, boring, regular, normal gray rock. That's his character. But he does it well. But the whole thing with like the Black Adam, oh my god. I don't even want to talk about it because it's so bad.
I've heard
cringe, but
I've heard the stories, have not watched the film based on premise from what I've heard from the stories.
I've only seen clips and they're not good.
Yeah.
He doesn't play an anti-hero very well. He plays an anti-hero exactly what you would expect nice guy teddy bear Dwayne The Rock Johnson to play as like a I'm gonna beat you up kind of guy. And it's really cringe. But anyways, that's a whole nother segment that I don't give a shit about. It's just a really good example of like your career can just crash and burn really, really fast if you're not prepared for it.
Yeah.
And he was prepared in the moment and he went for it. And I think in the situation that we were in, if we were tossed that type of situation, we would be able to catch it and handle it and hold on to it. There's so many different avenues of what we're doing that could turn into something fucking huge.
Really, the only thing that is hindering us is money.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing that, like, yes, we're no fucking, like, we're not masters at anything. I'm not, like, this master videographer, cinematographer, director, writer, or anything. I would consider myself a novice, like, learning still at this shit. And same goes for you of, like, music production. You understand you're not this fucking, like, Kenneth Beats, Officer Beats level fucking, like, producer. But you're also not fucking this Rich 100 type. That's a reference for a couple people.
If he ever sees this,
yeah,
he'll be like, the fuck? But no, I 100% agree. And I've said it before to clients that I've worked with. I've said it to Jay Reese. I've said it to myself even, that I don't hold myself at the standard of like the funniest comedian or the best producer. But I do consider myself above the average in most of the things we do, if not all of the stuff that we do, because we're have a general understanding of it. Yeah. I'm proud of everything that we've made. Everybody that has seen it, people I know or people who just on the internet are giving reviews of like, how do you only have this many subscribers? How do you only have this many followers? So obviously people are receiving it well. It's just not hitting the algorithm the way that we want it.
And the only thing that's hindering us from like leveling the content up or making it better, even better than it currently is money. And then being able to have that as a liquid source, having like just someone be like, oh, you want to make this thing? Here's the fucking paycheck for that. It's like, oh, thanks. Like, it'd be like that awkward moment that you always have when you receive a large donation, where it's like,
yep, yeah, exactly.
Thank you. We could do it now. We can actually fucking like make the thing. Like, thank you. What the fuck?
The thing that I kind of think about is like an entrepreneur trying to start a business but can't get investors. And that's what we're lacking, is just the funding for it. And once we can get the investors for certain things, because I know there's short films that you and I both have aspirations to shoot, music videos that we want to shoot, gear that we can't get because it's well out of our price range, or even just like something I never thought was going to be attainable within the next couple of years, a fucking studio.
Yeah.
Like a space to bring in random artists that I do not know other than hearing their tracks on the internet and not having any fear of getting murdered in my sleep or having the house broken into to get shit stolen. That's something that I didn't think was going to be possible for a number of years, but here we are, but opportunities become available, and it's a matter of how you respond to them. Which, speaking of opportunities and things coming in the future, if you watch my stream, you would see music that I've teased a little bit that's to come, that we were initially kind of withholding, or cucking, as I like to say it as a joke, to the viewers and listeners, that I've kind of just decided I'm just going to drop the song. I don't have a specific date, but I would say within the next month, the song will be out on all streaming platforms, and you can listen to it. If you've heard the song, you know what I'm talking about. People have been asking for it for a really long time, and I'm just going to drop it. So I'll give you guys a release date very, very soon, but I did want to plug that in there real quick and talk about that because
Fuck yeah.
I'm excited for it. It's my baby. The song is something that's literally been in the works for over a year.
It's the magnum opus. It's like it's your, like you said, it's your baby. It's what you've been working on.
And this isn't even
the most to you.
Yeah, it's not even something I give a shit about getting listens or paychecks out of. It's just something that I want to have an effect on people. For those who are struggling in any way relative to what I was experiencing back then, they can hear it and be like, oh shit, I get that, and vibe to it in that sense. That's what I want.
Just some sort of like musical therapy kind of thing. Like we all do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Which leads me to another thing I did want to ask, just because it's been on my mind a lot for some reason. Would you ever run a marathon?
26.2 miles?
Yeah.
No.
Same. But I've been seeing a lot of like the the content creators that I look up to a lot and watch a lot of. They're like all running marathons, and like, for one, I can't. My back's
broken.
Way too broken to do that.
I would love to do like there's like those Tough Mudders that come by, but they're only like 5Ks.
Yeah, I've ran 5Ks before. They're not
Easy,
bad.
simple. It's
not bad
like,
at all.
Nothing hard on you.
But marathons, I'm like, dude, what chemical imbalance happens in your brain where you're like, I should run damn near 30 miles nonstop?
Runner's high.
It's not that good.
I don't think it's that good, and I don't think the Family Guy is definitely fucking selling you something.
Oh,
on that.
absolutely.
He was like fucking, like after he hit the high.
Yeah.
Like, no, I think it wears off quick.
Yes, it
after
does.
you start feeling like
all
the aches.
I ran cross country in high school and track in high school. The runner's high is a thing, but it's also a huge fucking scam and a lie. Because I know so many people that run to achieve that because they think it's this level of like fucking DMT you're going to experience from like exhausting yourself, and you're going to start tripping balls and like have the mental capacity and this experience of like fucking Pamela. What's her name? God damn it.
Pamela Anderson?
Anderson, thank you. It was in my brain and then just slipped out. It doesn't work like that. It's like you're really tired and then you're like, oh, I have more energy for like 5 minutes. And then guess what? After that, you feel even worse.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
All
And
the
I don't know why
euphoria
people
turns
do
to
it.
fucking like
Yeah, whatever.
dread.
What's the opposite of euphoria? Like dysphoria?
existential dread of just like
Dead
my
phobia.
legs might fucking fall apart.
Dude, it sucks. It's ass. But I've been seeing a lot of the creators that I watch, and then recently a fellow podcaster of ours, Cody Ko, first of all, I don't think I'd ever do what he did, let alone fly to Australia to do it. He flew all the way to Australia to run an Ironman.
Australia is already like PvP in the essence of wildlife versus man unlocked.
It's literally PUBG IRL.
But for like the animals versus the fucking people. It's
I'm not
everything
running
wants
an
to
Ironman,
kill you
man.
there.
I'm not running a... He ran for like 13 hours or some shit like that. I don't know how long Ironmans are. I saw 1300 colon something else. I assumed that was hours. Definitely not minutes.
Right.
But fuck that, dude. I mean, hey, shout out to Cody Ko for doing that. But also, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, he's already a runner. He's already like a runner guy.
Yeah. He got back into shape for it. But still, I saw that earlier today, and it made me literally tired. Like, I watched the video of him finishing the run, and I was like, I need a nap.
Well, who else? You said you saw a lot of creators doing it. Like, who else was
I
doing
don't
a
remember all their
marathon?
names that come directly. Danny Gonzalez is the other one. He's running
a marathon too?
He just ran the Chicago Marathon. And then Cody ran another one, and then ran the Iron Man, and there was somebody else I don't remember.
You think there's like a deep plot where like all of the commentary YouTubers are trying to get in the next bombing so that way they can comment on it?
next bombing?
Well, the Boston Marathon bombing, that didn't go so well.
Yeah, but the like Australian Ironman bombing, that doesn't have nearly as good of a ring to it as the Boston Marathon.
The boomerang, boom, run. Yeah, they'll find a name for it.
They'll come up with some good.
When the writers come back from being on strike,
or like the blokes man boom or something like that. Something stupid. Oh my god! But that also reminds me of the conversation we were having not that long ago. We were talking about PEDs in like athletics and sports in general.
Yeah.
And just, it was like huge controversy right now of like transgender women being able to participate in women's sports and the like sticky situation that comes up with that, but then like led to other things where I was like, we should definitely have an Olympics where they're allowed to just use whatever fucking drugs they want, right? Like that would be so fucking, that would be the Super Bowl of Olympics.
Well, you'd be able to find out what the human body is capable of, period. Like you'd find the limit of the human body, period. Like it's not the limit of the human body naturally, period. It is.
Like I want to see what those fucking like no neck muscular chunky motherfuckers that are doing the shot put, what they can put out using anything they want to like improve their
It'd be like
distance.
a fucking gun.
It'll be like a goddamn football Hail Mary, but shot put form.
Oh yeah.
And they throw a whole 100 yards. That would be sick as
It would sound like a fucking cannon going off.
Yeah, or picture like Michael Phelps, but on PEDs. That'd be insane. He'd literally be like Aquaman.
I think we should also add some sports to the Olympics.
What would you add? Like
underwater basket weaving. Mine are all underwater based.
Underwater basket. What? Okay, what? PEDs,
underwater basket weaving.
Hold on. What PEDs would assist you in underwater basket weaving?
Nootropics.
Adderall.
Yeah. You should just be like, all right. Just fucking getting quicker and quicker.
Nootropics and Adderall. That's honestly all that I can think of.
And underwater welding.
Underwater. So
one of the most dangerous occupations.
Yours are very different from mine. Mine is also underwater, but I'm thinking like underwater MMA. Like all of the same
MMA
rules
on the moon.
But when
as humans are we going to do a show on the moon?
I don't know, man.
It's going to happen, right? In our lifetime?
Clearly, we don't have the technology. Transmitting from the moon? Come on. We'd never be able to do that.
Who's going to tell him?
But no, I'm just thinking, like, how useless, like, blood chokes would be underwater. When they're, like, choking him out, and he's like, I'm already holding my breath, dude. Like, what do you want?
Or, like, they're in scuba gear.
That was the other thing I was going to add. But like also allowing the ability to rip the scuba gear off your opponent and beat them with it. Come on.
You just want to see somebody die.
They don't. No. They wouldn't die.
Sounds like you just want to see. They're at the bottom of like a pool or something.
They're not
right?
going to die on TV. They'll die like later on. Kind of like how like Disneyland does it. They just move the body off the campus and they're like dead. So that way they can always say that no one's died on their. Did you know that's a real thing?
No, what the fuck?
It actually is. There's been people who have died on like the Matterhorn, I think is the big one, and they've moved the body off of their property and then declared death so that Disneyland can remain death-free.
But like deaths are investigated.
Right.
Typically.
But the like medical professional, i.e. a paramedic declaring time of death, that's it. You can't change that.
The time of death is fine, but the fucking detective comes along and says, yes, he had a heart attack. Looks like it was from over on the ride because there's probably 1,045,000 cameras.
So cause of death and time of death are very different things. Time of death coordinates to location, and that's all Disney care about. Because at 11:14 p.m., they weren't on our campus, so they didn't die on our hands. There's a lot of like technicalities that go into it, but it's also really dark but hilarious to me.
They could just feed him to the Crocs at the Disney World, at least, not Disneyland so much. But
there's a lot of methodical things that go into Disneyland that really scare me because it's literally like Psywar or what is it? Psyops. Like they pump in not even food smells, just positive scents to their parks so that people smell a good time and cause them to have a good time.
I will say that is good though. You want your guest to not fuck anything up, so to speak. You don't want them to like steal things or get into a mood where they want to like be against the park.
It still happens.
100%. But if you can deter that as much as you can, like they even use that hideaway green, I think it's called, or no see green. I forget what it's called, but it's like just a green that our brain just ignores, kind of.
Yep.
And that's what they paint all of their like official entrances with and stuff like that. But like they do a lot of stuff. They fucking like use a lot of pesticides to like prevent mosquitoes and stuff, especially at the Disney World. It's a pretty nice like safe haven. It just feels nice to be there.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in Los Angeles, which is right next to Anaheim, which is where Disneyland is. And I've been there a lot. Since I've been alive, I've been there twice. So like I know a lot. Yeah. One of them I was 5. Okay, so I remember that very, very vividly.
I've been to Disney World once, so obviously I'm an expert on this.
I've never been to Disney World, but I've been to Disneyland 2 times, so you could say I'm a damn near expert.
I would love to go back to Disney World, or Disneyland for that matter, like as an adult. I've been to Universal as an adult, but...
I haven't been to Universal World, or whatever the fuck it's called in Orlando.
It's just called Universal.
Oh, Universal. I've been to Universal Studios.
Wait, there's one in...
Yeah, there's another one in California.
There's one in fucking California. That's the one I went to.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one in Orlando.
I didn't know there was one in Orlando. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. The one in California is called Universal Studios.
Yeah, and they got like the cool sets and stuff. And then the one in Orlando
is like Universal Orlando, probably. Something like that. I don't fucking know. I don't waste my money on that shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I do want to continue on this because I have a really funny story regarding Disney afterwards.
Okay.
But the other thing I wanted to mention, because it's just such a good, funny topic, obviously, I think that we should start a separate that's a word. A separate Olympics for the ones where they're allowed to use all the PEDs.
Yeah.
But since it's special, we call it the Special Olympics, so that people know it's different from the regular Olympics.
Oh, I see. I do think there may be some conflicts there.
How so?
Well, how do I put this? There are some other people that have already coined that name.
The Special Olympics?
Yes.
What is it, like mentally disabled people having an Olympics?
No, it's more like mentally disabled people having an Olympics. Yeah.
Yeah, they can have it then. We'll call it like the Super Olympics or something.
We just call it the Opioid Olympics. The 2 O's. Because you're using opiates.
How can we get that as close to epidemic? We'll call it the opioid Olympics. And that'll be a huge hit on CBS, NBC,
Fox News,
probably Comedy
CNN.
Central.
I just smacked the shit out of my mic.
All of these different TV studios will make it know, like, the Super Olympidemics. Or the opium. Fuck, I messed it up already. The opioid Olympidemics.
And they'd be like, wait, that's happening again?
One of my coworkers also pitched the idea of doing the Crackhead Olympics.
Ooh.
Which really made me laugh.
But you would need their consent, and most of them can't consent. They've been a little fucking...
Okay, well, you catch them on a...
a lucid day. Don't say
Catch them on a lucid day when they're, like, sober. Ask them about it. They'll probably be like, yeah, I mean, I'll do a bunch of crack and compete in sports. Then they soberly consented to it. And then we put them into, like, mud wrestling.
Legally speaking, I think this needs to take place on international waters, so that way...
we'll have, like, an oil tanker with a huge...
Like a barge.
No Connex containers on it, just open barge where
we'll
we can
have
set up all
Connexes
the
there, but that'll
events.
be all the offices for all of the, like, streaming equipment and shit.
Yeah, and then the Connex... We'll have, like, really tall Connex, because I feel like rock climbing on crack would be really fun to watch. And they're just like we'll discover like
spiders.
a real life Spider-Man. They like their nails are like
the little hairs.
Yeah, they can just like dig into the conics and like climb.
They just start like climbing with their
And
just
then
their fingers.
At the top where they'd ring a bell, it's like a crack pipe, and they can like do the crack real quick and then get down or something. I don't know. It'd be like whatever incentive they want. I guess would be really cool. There'd probably be a lot of crack involved. But
So we need to have a lot of EpiPens on us.
And then
a lot of doctors.
lot of IVs so that we can flush their blood. Probably of crack and stuff that they're going to be doing.
I think there might be a little bit of an issue here with flushing their blood because you would need to transfuse some of the blood as well. So we're already in like a blood.
I'm O negative. I could probably do it myself.
You can give to anybody?
Yeah.
I forget which ones are which.
Yeah, O negative can give to anybody, but also can only receive from O negative, which sucks. But
get wrecked.
Yeah, I got you, homie. You
I
don't got me.
Yeah, I don't got you. A positive over here.
Yeah, that's also the reason why I don't donate blood anymore.
What does that mean?
So like they'll do blood drives.
No. I know like there's different categories and stuff, but like what does A positive mean my blood does differently than your blood does? And like why would your body reject my blood if it's all just blood?
So it has to do with a lot of biological things that I'm definitely not educated enough to like speak on. But I know enough to say that it has a lot to do with DNA as well as cell type. Okay. And no one watching this gives a single fuck about what we're talking about.
My brain was just like, I'm interested for a second. Let me fucking entertain this.
It all comes down to the cell type is your blood. So I have an O negative cell type in my blood, which makes it O negative blood type, which is non-acceptant, very racist to all other blood types except for O negative, but very giving to all other blood types. So it's like a half racist. You know, like the racist, like a closeted racist.
It's like a billionaire.
They give to other racists, but don't take from them.
I think it's best related to like a billionaire. They'll say they give to other people, and then like you're gonna give here and there, but then when it's like comes time to like integrate, they're like, whoa, I didn't say all that.
Oh, you want me to take from the poor? Okay.
I guess not a good resemblance. It's like whatever the anti of a billionaire is.
Poor.
It wouldn't be that because poor people don't like taking from poor people that much.
Non-profit.
There you go.
I got you.
There you go.
Yeah, that's like layman's terms of how blood types work. Like racism, some much more heavy, some very, very open to anything. I think it's AB positive is the one that's like the least racist.
Oh, okay.
And will accept almost any blood type. But again, not a biologist. I'm just a like bare minimum medical guy, you know?
Yep.
I could save your life, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Anything beyond bleeding and not breathing and cardiac arrest, you're going to have to go to someone else.
Chest compressions. Put a little straw down your like lung pipe thing.
Yeah, needle decompressors.
That thing.
I could do those.
That's about it. And that's that's a little
I could do
trachea.
I could do surgical crike. You know,
gross. I don't wanna. I know
do
what.
You not want me to tell you?
I don't think anybody really wants to.
Well.
I think it's the gross one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the
one
gross
where you
one.
put a tube through the throat.
It's the gross one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
In movies, they do it with a pen.
Yeah. It's the gross one.
Doesn't work. Don't do it.
We could try it with a pen.
It doesn't work.
Today on Factor Cap,
I actually have
just murdering my.
I have tried it on a real trachea, not a real person, but a real trachea, like an actual throat. It was a sheep's throat.
Interesting.
And when we were getting like trained on it, just to prove, I think it was a movie with Sandra Bullock. I don't remember which one it was, but she does it with a pen, just to prove that it doesn't work.
There was one that they did a chest decompression with a pen, but it was a sharp metal pen. So that it does resemble the tool that is used.
That could work.
But, I mean, maybe don't use the pen.
Don't
maybe
try
just
it.
Wait for the paramedics to arrive with the shit that they could fucking do.
Yeah.
The shit with.
I could do a whole separate podcast on like just this topic alone. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I would hate to be the dude and be like, why the fuck did you put a pen in me?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a very large legal issue that comes into play.
The Good Samaritan law, I don't think protects you from like performing
I'll tell you
tasks
first.
you're not qualified for.
I'll tell you firsthand, it is a thing. Does it hold up in court? Very rarely. Very, very rarely. Because you have to have medical certifications to show and prove that you are
CPR is
educated
one of
to
the
do
only
it.
thing the Good Samaritan law
Yes.
pretty much covers.
That is, as long as you have your CPR certification, you're pretty much covered. Anything else beyond that, call 911 unless you want to go to court. To be honest, really unfortunate, but that,
People
it is
just
what
want
it
to
is.
like capitalize off people, which
Yeah. Again, there's a whole lot I wouldn't want to say about it. I'm
It's
going to
like-
just move on about it because there's a lot. But
it's like we're in a system called capitalize-ism.
capital letters. What'd you say?
Capitalism.
Like the caps lock button on a keyboard.
Yeah.
Capitalize and lock it. Anyways. Yeah, don't do medical procedures on random strangers.
And don't do capitalism.
Unless it's CPR. Do CPR. Save a life that way, but don't do anything else. Unless you have the certification to prove it. But the thing I wanted to talk about with Disney, this is probably the only part of Disney that holds any strangle on like my childhood from like nostalgia.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't give a fuck about Disneyland. Like I said, I've only been there twice.
Hole.
The first time was when I was 5. The second time was when I was like 17 or something like that. So I don't give a shit about it. And I didn't have fun either time. The only pictures of me when I was 5 at Disneyland, I'm crying. I'm like literally fucking throwing a temper tantrum. But anyways, there was this really old MMO called VMK, which was Virtual Magic Kingdom. And I know I've told you the stories about Habbo Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just scam the fuck out of people.
VMK, same shit, but Disney. And it lasted a very short amount of time. And my neighbor, who I had a giant crush on at the time, she like exposed me to it and was like, "Oh, this is really cool." And I only started fucking playing it because I thought she was cute. And granted, this was when I was like 11, maybe? I don't fucking remember. Really young. And she put me onto the game, and it literally took a strangle of my life for like 6 months. For like 6 months, I was playing the fuck out of VMK. And I know there's someone watching this right now that's like, holy fuck, I forgot about Virtual Magic Kingdom.
I thought you were deadass gonna be like, there's this MMO called World of Warcraft.
No.
And you're gonna be like fucking gaslighting me and be like, you don't know what
Virtual
World of Warcraft is.
Magic Kingdom, dude. VMK.
Okay.
This shit was sick. You could deck your character out with only Disney gear. You could put a fucking Mickey Mouse ears hat on your character.
Why wouldn't you?
You could buy fucking furniture for your fake
Fernie.
Virtual Magic Kingdom room. They call it something else in there, I don't remember.
You
You could meet up with real people, but virtually, and date them online. And so,
That's kind of gross because it's Disney, meaning kids.
yeah, but I was a kid, so it was
Right.
okay. And the people I was meeting
But
were
there's-
presumably kids.
Right, that's what I'm
so
saying.
it was also okay.
Roblox situation
And
here.
nothing bad came out of it for me, so the whole site was perfectly safe.
Cool.
Anyways, yeah, so the same thing I used to do on Habbo Hotel of like scam people out of gold and furniture. I mean, I never did that. I did on VMK as well, but for a much shorter amount of time because it got shut down shortly after that. And then I also
You were doing rug
used
pulls
it-
before they were cool.
Exactly. Before they were like bad too.
Yeah, before
Back
you knew
then-
like that was a bad thing to do.
Yeah, back then it was like a bragging sense. Now it's like a cancelable sense.
And it's like, hey, I have all this Fernie in my apartment. And it's like, wait, how'd you get it?
Dude,
Don't worry about it.
I wish for the love of God I could remember my login to Habbo Hotel so I could show you the scene from The Dark Knight Rises
Yeah.
and the Joker jumps down the entire tower of cash.
Yes, now I know.
That's essentially what I had in Habbo Hotel of gold stacked in my rooms.
I like that you were just like, do you remember that one scene from this movie? And I was like,
Yeah. What is The Dark Knight Rises? You remember all the scenes. It's a great movie.
yeah, true.
But yeah, that scene was what I had
I think you
in
mean
Habbo Hotel.
Arkham Knight, but.
No, that was the game. I'm talking about the Christopher
fucking
Nolan films.
Stupid.
Yeah, the film Christopher Nolan films with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy that died,
Yeah.
Heath Ledger.
Well, yeah. What was his name? He's not very iconic, right? Just kidding. That's a joke.
The
Heath
name that I
Ledger's-
already said?
You fucking ruined the joke.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger's great. One of my favorite actors. Yeah, when he played the Joker and he slides down the cash mountain and then burns it all. That was me in Habbo Hotel, except I didn't burn it. And it's still sitting in some fucking virtual room.
Yeah,
on
you
Habbo
were the
Hotel.
biker dude that was next to the Joker as he was burning. He was like, why the fuck are we burning all this?
Yeah, the cool thing about Habbo Hotel and VMK was inflation didn't exist. So there was infinite amount of virtual coins and golds and token and stuff, and inflation didn't affect any of that. So you could steal and scam and sell as much as you wanted, and the amount stayed the same, except not really because it was all correlated to real life dollar bills, so inflation still existed. But when you're 11, you don't even know what inflation is.
Yeah, true.
So
And when you're 11, it's like near 2008, so your parents are really stressed
Yeah.
about money.
yeah, but you don't even know that
They're
there's a
about to
housing
kill
market
themselves
crash.
over money.
Yeah, exactly. So I used to play VMK, and then the neighborhood girl that I had a huge crush on, which, by the way, I didn't grow up in a neighborhood that had, like, a lot of kids in it. So the fact that there was one girl even remotely close to my age, and we were in the same grade, so it was, like, perfect. It was destined to be. Never worked out. Actually, she fucking hated me because of VMK. But anyways,
She'd create a
spoiler
monster.
alert. No, I told her that I had a crush on her in real life because we lived fucking across the street from each other.
Right.
And then she called me gross and disgusting.
Oof.
So then I did the only logical thing, and I
Okay.
logged onto VMK
Yep.
and sent out invites to all of my friends on VMK to my room.
Right.
So they all showed up to my room, except it was only the girls that I knew on VMK, including my neighbor. And then I flirted with all the girls except for my neighbor and made her really mad at me because I thought that if I was flirting with everybody else in the game, then she'd be like, I want attention too. It did not work. Don't do it. It doesn't work.
That's such a
She-
fucking dumb tactic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the last time she talked to me, actually. But it was fun. I still had a big crush on her. So I was-
Children's brains are fucking stupid,
It was
man.
awesome. Anytime I'd log on to VMK and I'd see she was online, I'd send her an invite and she wouldn't respond. And there was definitely a blocking mechanism you could use in the game, but I think she was too stupid to realize how to use it, so she never blocked me. But she did the equivalency of blocking me in real life, which was anytime I'd knock on her door, her mom would just tell me she wasn't home. Yeah.
That classic.
Yeah. So Natalie, if you're watching this, fuck you, bitch. I'm just kidding.
And I think that about does it.
Yeah.
I think that about wraps
Yeah,
this up.
literally we were sitting here and started talking about Disney, and VMK popped in my head, and I was like, "Holy shit, that was the fucking roller coaster of a lifetime for 6 months." And then the site got shut down because I think they were just sinking money into it and not making anything back.
Damn.
But yeah, good story. Maybe the site's back up. I don't know, but you guys should all go play Habbo Hotel. It's fantastic. You won't get addicted. It's great.
And you won't scam and trap out of the apartment complex, or sorry, hotel room.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely won't do that. And it's definitely not super easy to do it. And you definitely won't be able to build hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of real world money in gold coins in the game. You
But you
definitely can't do that.
You can't exchange that for real life currency, except for like if you wanted to sell the account, I guess. But
Back in the day, you actually could.
yeah, I remember when games were like, nice, and we can do a little bonus segment here, but I'll bring this up. Game companies were nice, and they gave you fucking ways to refund your money, unlike Nintendo. $120 down the drain.
I wasn't going to bring it up,
I am. That's fucked, man.
but
Tears of the Kingdom. You want
since you're fucking bringing it up, Nintendo, what the fuck do I need to do to get my goddamn money back that you straight up fucking stole from me? Because they charged me not once, not twice,
Not 3
not
times.
3 times, but 4 fucking times for their online membership. And the 4th time was some random fucking excess bullshit of like the premium package. which is essentially just online family version. So every account on your Switch gets online.
Yeah, you were saying you can pretty much talk like through Discord. But
Yeah, so the Nintendo has an app on the phone.
Yeah, but you already have Discord.
Yeah,
so like,
and
we
you
don't
can
need
talk
it.
on. It's like, what the fuck? Why would you waste your money on that?
And then that would
piece of
require
shit
your
company?
friends to also purchase this premium package
Yeah,
to
it's
be able to talk.
stupid, dude. So they charged me 4 times for this online bullshit, 3 times for the regular, once for the like premium bullshit. And I contact their support, and I'm like, hey, I only bought one of these on this date. And then for some random fucking reason, 7 days later, I'm charged 3 more times for some random shit that I don't even know why I was charged for. Now, in the past, I've been double charged for the online for Nintendo, but every single time they've like immediately deleted the charge and refunded me it's like fucking $10 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like you get the money back. But this time, they didn't do that. They charged me 3 times, and the like premium online one is like $30 or something like that. And then they charged me twice for the Mario Kart map packs. Why would I buy any of that shit any more than once?
And you were saying like buying the fucking a year's subscription of their online service. Like if you buy multiple of it, it doesn't fucking give you 2 years,
No.
3 years, 4 years now.
No.
It just resets your time to whatever you purchased.
Ideally, yes, I should have 4 years of Nintendo Switch online.
I mean, you paid for it.
But instead, on the date that these random purchases were made, that's now the expiration date of my online bullshit. So I paid 4 times the amount for Nintendo Online and still get 1 year.
Nice.
Which is so cool. And 2 map pack bundles for Mario Kart, but there's only one that it was the same one twice, so you don't get more maps. I got the same shit twice. So it totaled out to, minus what I actually wanted, which was 1 online subscription plus the map pack, roughly like $70 or $80 worth of shit. And then I contacted their support, went through all the loopholes that they ask and jumping through all the hoops that they ask. And then at the end of it, they go, okay, sick. We're going to take all this information and submit a ticket and see if you qualify for a refund. Because on their website, which I did see, they blatantly say no refunds on purchases. However, I didn't make these fucking purchases.
Yeah, you didn't authorize the transaction.
So why the fuck would I not get a refund?
Yeah.
Submit all that bullshit, and then they deny it. And they're like, sorry, this doesn't qualify for a fucking refund. I feel like they Fortnite danced on me.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so then when I contact their support again, they essentially were like, yeah, we could rebuttal this. We're going to need all the information again because we don't save any of it. And at that point, I was like, dude, I don't have the energy or time, especially this month, to put forth to this, which I'm assuming they account on or
Exactly.
just hope for.
That's why I wish you would pursue it further, because like they can only go so long.
Do you know how long I was on the phone with them for? Not just the text messages portion. I also called their support.
Yeah.
Probably a total of 3.5 hours.
That's wild.
Just to get the initial submission. And then I had to wait 1 to 3 business days. That went by. I didn't get a response until the 5th business day. So that was a fucking lie. And then on the 5th business day, they were like, yeah, sorry.
Get wrecked,
Eat
nerd.
shit, I don't know. And then I sent back another rebuttal, and it was like, oh, you're going to have to contact our support if you want to put in a request for a refund. And I was like, I already did this. So then I hit up support again, assuming they would just like pull up my old ticket number. Nope. Got to start all over. So then I just hung up on them.
And now you just get to fucking Arthur Fist while Tears of the Kingdom comes out, and you're gonna
that's what hurts the most.
You're gonna buy it.
That's what fucking hurts the most. I love The Legend of Zelda, and Breath of the Wild was breathtaking. It was so fucking good. And now Tears of the Kingdom is coming out on the 12th, and I know I'm still gonna buy it because I'm a stupid little fucking simp for that game. But I shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
They should just give me the game since they already stole. They could keep the extra fucking $20. I don't give a fuck. Just give me the goddamn game. I want to play it.
Yeah.
I've been waiting on it since like fucking 2018 or some shit. I don't remember when I played Breath of the Wild or when it came out. But it's been a long time, and I'm fucking pissed. And fuck you, Nintendo. Hope Tears of the Kingdom is good. Because if it sucks, I'll make a video about you. I don't know. I'll fucking trash your dumbass name.
I could see that happening. But with that being said, I think that wraps the episode. Now that I've got you seething mad.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know, I got all my fucking energy out and shit. Fuck Disney. Fuck Nintendo.
Any major corporation, pretty much. But yeah.
Yeah, really, honestly. But with that being said, you know it's not a fuck you to a major corporation? Krabby Incorporated.
Yeah, subscribe to our Patreon.
Which is a great fucking company that you guys should subscribe to on Patreon if you're not already.
That's us, by the way.
Yeah, this is us, by the way. If you're not, if you are already, I want to give a huge shout out to our top tier patrons. We got Savmav, we got Kignack, we got Gibby, we got Danny, and we got Bob Ross, the meme king himself, a part of our twitch.tv/CJ Prince Live. And the Discord community, he pretty much makes all of the memes for it.
And he's got his own accounts. He's got his own like CJ Prince live memes and stuff.
Any of the memes you see online about me,
probably him.
That's Bob. So big shout out to Bob. Welcome to the King Crab group community. What are we fucking calling it? It's just tier, I guess. We'll just call it the King Crab tier. I don't know.
Welcome to the King Crabs.
Yeah, welcome, welcome King Crab.
To the Crabs.
Yeah. Pretty goated. But
you got crabs now, King.
Yeah, don't forget if you guys want to get the limited time, only this time ever in your lifetime release of the King Crab merchandise, go ahead and become a King Crab over on the Patreon within the next month. All the way till May 31st, you have the opportunity to do this. After that, it's going into the Disney Vault.
Yeah.
And we're never going to release it again.
Until we make a subscription service like Disney Plus, and then everything comes out again.
No, that'll never happen. But yeah, go do that if you're interested in it. It's really, really good. There's a whole lot of cool shit over on the Patreon, so go check it out. It's not just bonus episodes of the podcast. We've got behind the scenes of YouTube videos. We've got In the Pocket. We've got early access to YouTube videos. All sorts of stuff. Explicit content that we can't put out on Twitch or YouTube or anything. So it's a pretty small investment for a very large payout.
Oh yeah,
in my opinion, and trust me, I'm not biased. But yeah, go check it out.
There's no bias here. We don't profit from this at all.
Yeah, no bias. Only hellois. Only hellois.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, it took a second.
I got it, but man, it was fucking quite the fucking reach, man.
It took a couple seconds for your arm to get to the reach, but nonetheless, I've already read the comments on this video, and they all said it was a good joke. So
yeah,
it landed. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you, and we will see you on the next one. Bye! Hey, thank you so much for watching. Just want to give a huge shout out to all of our top patrons listed right here. If you're interested in getting some extra and bonus content over on our Patreon, go check it out. It's really cool, and we got some good stuff. Why aren't you checking it out? You should have gone by now. You're still here, though. Okay. I know the alphabet. I could recite the A, B, C, D.